Hello and welcome. So, a child in your life has recently been diagnosed with autism. I know this can be a time that's just filled with questions and honestly, a whole lot of emotions. That's why today we're going to walk through a map, one designed specifically for these first 100 days.
It's that big question, right? You get the diagnosis and suddenly it's, what now? If you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe even a little lost, I want you to know that is completely and totally normal. You're probably looking at a mountain of information and it can make your head spin. But you are not alone in this, and there is a path forward.
So, let's think of this explainer as our guide, our map for the journey ahead. We're going to break it all down into smaller, manageable pieces, giving you real, actionable steps to build on. Let's start with your very first moves. Okay, section 1, after the diagnosis. Those first few moments, the first few days, they're really pivotal. So let's focus on the crucial first actions that are going to set the foundation for everything to come.
First things first, the most important thing you can do right now is get the ball rolling on services. Now, there are two main paths depending on your child's age. If they're under 3, you're going to call your state's early intervention program. If they're 3 or older, your first stop is your local school district. These agencies are required to evaluate your child's needs at no cost to you and start creating a support plan. This is it. This is your official starting line.
You know, in the middle of all the phone calls and paperwork, I want to share this quote with you. Just let it sink in for a moment. It's such a powerful reminder that this diagnosis doesn't change who your child is. They are the same wonderful person they were yesterday, and their future is still full of joy and milestones, and yes, definitely ice cream.
All right, now that we've taken those first practical steps, let's build our understanding. What does an autism diagnosis actually mean? Once we demystify some of the terminology, we can really start to see the world from your child's unique and amazing perspective. So, at its core, autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, is about a different way of processing the world. It's not a disease, it's a neurodevelopmental difference. The brain is just wired a bit differently. And that word spectrum is maybe the most important part. It means the experience of autism is completely unique to every single person. So what do these differences actually look like? Well, let's start with social interaction. An autistic child might have a tough time with the natural back and forth of a conversation. Or maybe they struggle to figure out nonverbal cues, like what a certain facial expression means. The important thing to know is that these are skills, and skills can be taught and learned over time. Next up, communication. Some kids might have delays in their speech, while others might have a huge vocabulary but struggle with the little nuances of a chat. The most important thing to hold on to here is that all children can learn to communicate. Whether it's through spoken language, gestures, or technology, helping them find their voice is absolutely possible.
And finally, you might notice repetitive behaviors. Things like hand flopping, rocking, or maybe lining up toys perfectly. The key insight here is the why. These actions, often called stimming, aren't meaningless at all. They're actually powerful tools your child uses to self-regulate. It might be to calm down, to process their environment, or even to express pure joy. This brings us to a huge piece of the puzzle, sensory processing. Imagine the loudest concert or the brightest, busiest city street you've ever experienced. For some autistic individuals, everyday sensory input can feel that intense. Things we might not even notice, the hum of a refrigerator, the tag on a shirt, can be completely overwhelming. Understanding their sensory world is absolutely key to understanding their behavior. With a clearer picture of the diagnosis, we can now start exploring the world of support. It's so important to remember there's no magic bullet. The real goal is to find the unique combination of therapies and strategies that's right for your child.
And I really can't stress this enough. Your journey is going to be a process of discovery. What works for one child might not work for another, and what works today might need to change tomorrow. You're building a personalized toolkit of strategies and supports, piece by piece.
Okay, here's a quick look at just a few of the common approaches you're going to hear about. There's Applied Behavior Analysis, or ABA, which uses behavioral principles to teach skills. Then you have something very different called Floor Time, which is a play-based therapy focused on emotional connection. And Teach, which uses a lot of structure and visual aids to make the environment more predictable. Each has a different focus, and many families find they use ideas from all sorts of different models.
Beyond those core models, your child's support team will probably include a whole range of specialists. Speech therapists for communication, and occupational therapists, or OTs, who are incredible allies for sensory needs and daily living skills. And crucially, this team also includes you. Parent training is so important because it empowers you with strategies. After all, you are the most important member of your child's team.
All right, let's turn our attention to the school system. This can feel like a whole new world, but knowing your rights is one of the most powerful tools you have. Think of this section as your crash course in becoming your child's best advocate at school.
Meet your new best friend, IDEA. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act is a federal law, and it guarantees your child the right to what's called a free appropriate public education, or FAPE. Basically, this means the school district must provide the specialized instruction and support your child needs to make progress, and it's at no cost to you.
And the roadmap for that education? It's the IEP, the Individualized Education Program. This isn't just a plan, it's a legally binding contract between you and the school. It spells out your child's goals, the services they'll get, like speech therapy or a classroom aid, and exactly how their progress is going to be measured.
And never, ever forget, you are an equal member of the IEP team. This quote highlights it perfectly. Your participation isn't just a suggestion, it's your right. You have the right to request evaluations, to collaborate on the plan, and to make sure that IEP is being followed. Your voice matters a lot.
Okay, in our final section, we're going to zoom out and look at the big picture, your family. A diagnosis impacts everyone, so building a sustainable, supportive plan for the whole family is absolutely essential for the long haul.
One of your most vital resources is going to be your community. Seriously, connecting with other parents who just get it is invaluable. They can offer practical advice, emotional support, and that powerful reminder that you are not alone. So seek out those local or online support groups.
And finally, a crucial reminder. In the middle of all the new appointments and therapies, don't lose sight of the bigger picture. Make a real effort to carve out special time with your other children. And please, please take care of yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Your well-being is the foundation of your family's strength.
So, as we close this initial map for your first 100 days, I want to leave you with this question. The journey often starts with asking, how can we help my child fit into the world? But a much more empowering perspective is this. How can we adapt the world to support our children, just as they are? That shift from fixing to affirming is where the real magic happens. Thank you for letting me be your guide on this first step.